Okay, let's get everything in order. Okay, let's go. Hey, hey! Welcome, man. Good luck on Alina pulls. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Don't worry. Yo, how's it going? Yeah, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys have been doing well. I have been. It's getting better. Finally catching the first part of a stream. Well, welcome. So yes, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing Halloween Alina pulls that hopefully are going quite well. Why is that's the audio not working, by the way? I didn't do anything, did I? That's weird. Why is that audio not working? Let me figure this out. No, that should write something here. Maybe this? Is it doing it now? Well, right now there's no audio. Okay, there we go. That should be audio. Yep, now we got audio. Good, good. Don't know what happened there. What do I think about Halloween? I don't actually know yet. I don't really have much of an opinion on her kit yet. But I will be testing it out today, so we'll see how I feel about it. Maybe it's actually really good. Who knows? But yes, welcome everyone who has joined the stream already. We're about to be... I'm gonna do this battle, and then I'm just gonna start rolling afterwards. I don't want to waste too long. I mean, I know it seems alright, but not that powerful to be fair. But at least she seems alright. Hold up. There you go. Right now it seems like damage over time units are not really about dealing damage with damage over time, as weird as it sounds. They're more so about triggering various effects and countering various boss gimmicks with ailments. Which means that as soon as there are no bosses that require you to use ailments, because it counters boss gimmicks, damage over time doesn't really do much other than, you know, trigger parts of your kit, like, oh, you need to have an ailment on the boss so that you do 20% more damage with other stuff or whatever. But that, I don't know. Do I have Halloween Mummies EX? No, I don't think so. But I will at some point. Actually, I might already have it. Wait, no, I think I actually might have it. Anyway, we got some keys. Might as well start with keys. Let's start simple. Okay, that's nothing. Okay. Okay, here come the actual pulls. So, what is our goal? Our goal is to just get Halloween Alina, and that's about it. By the way, you can totally see her Jojo posing right there, because of course she does. So that's all we care for. We're just trying to get Halloween Alina at all, so I can, you know, do weird stuff with her and go for a video. I think we got one. I like making videos, so we need Halloween Alina. We got Nemu A3 instead, which is pretty good. Nemu is generally pretty good. I mean, now that there are a bunch of bosses that get countered by ailments, Nemu is pretty good. But as soon as those bosses stop appearing, Nemu is once again not very good. Sadly. Okay. Ooh. And what we got? Okay, that's coins. Or medals rather. And that's medals too. Well, at least we've got some medals, right? Because we need medals for books, right? Why do we need medals for books? Okay. Saved some for the stream to leech off the streamer luck. Yeah, although streamer luck right now is not quite working. Because we still don't have a, what 50 pulsing, we still don't have what is going on? That's way too low. Supposed to already have her by now. Is that a different camera angle? No, I don't think it was. Oh, it might have been. I think she was blinking or whatever. That might have been it. Nope, that's more medals. Been debating saving foster kids to get new fosters to maximum super quick. I'm not sure about that. Oh, that's a good one. And I got the 200 if I have to? Yeah, probably. There we go. I don't have to though, so don't worry, Purple Fairy, we don't have to. Hold up, can we get the sound effect for this? Hold up, let me check. Hold up, I think we have the sound effect for this one. Let me check. I think we have it. Hold up. Okay, is that it? There we go. That's the sound effect. That's the sound effect that Alina makes when she starts punching. I didn't have it on a soundboard. Sorry, my soundboard is only got weird stuff on it like this. Yeah, that stuff I have on a soundboard, but you know, I sadly didn't put that on a soundboard. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
It's not actually. So yeah, we got her. Which means now I can actually test what she even does, because I didn't really look into her details, like how exactly her kit works in detail. 'Cause there's some weird stuff to it. There's some weird stuff that I need to test. We're gonna go and we're just gonna start testing stuff. So you're gonna see me now do stuff that I usually only ever do off stream, which is test stuff. Good. I want a Psycho A5 because I want to do solo Psycho stuff. So that's good. So here's what I want to test. I've written some stuff down that I wanted to test. Let me see. Where is it? Where are my notes? Okay. Does her special instantly consume its own burn if it didn't have a burn applied before? That's what I would need to test. So we're gonna check that somehow. What did I do here? Oh yeah, that was that. Yeah. So how do we test that? I think we just get... She needs to have... Oh yeah, we also need to test if her skill immediately gives her the immediate burn on the attack that applies the skill. That's also what we need to check. Okay, do this, do that, go a bit further back. Good. Marigold Dadaism. Dadaism, of course, a art form. Her EX, I think, is not actually that good. Like, her EX is kind of shit. Okay, we need to do some stuff. Where is she? There she is. You probably already know what I'm about to do. With this setup, there goes this. Whatever, survive. No, actually. Okay, JoJo reference indeed. Okay, we got this. What are we gonna put on her? I think we still want to actually play crit on her. Like, not a full crit build, but... I know the damage over time can't crit, but she's gotta be able to do damage somehow. Although no, actually you totally play Oriko because of the AoE bonus. Yeah, no, you definitely do this. Okay, so now we're gonna test some stuff. How do we test it? Well, of course we do the one boss that you test everything against. Not everything, but most things. You know exactly which boss I'm about to test this stuff on. It's a boss that even the developers use as a punching bag for testing stuff, which is Horse. Everyone uses this one for, you know, testing. Okay, so we're first gonna test if her special consumes its own burn. This music is copyrighted. Which means I'm gonna have to put some music on. Hold up. Do we have some music that is maybe a little bit JoJo-like? Some JoJo music? Hold up. Not exactly JoJo music because copyright, but stuff that is a bit like it. Without being like it at all, you know? Maybe. Maybe. Hold up. I don't know if this is gonna be loud. I'm sorry. Should be okay. Yeah. Okay. First test. Does this immediately apply a burn on this very attack? Or do we need to attack again afterwards? Immediate burn. Okay. Okay, now we're checking, does the special immediately apply a burn and consume it immediately? Okay, and now the way we're checking this is we're going into the replay and we're checking if we saw multiple numbers or not. There were 2 numbers! You know what that means, right? That it immediately applied a burn and then actually consumed it. Although 1000 damage on that sounds pretty high. Hold up. Unless it also... I think it also triggered the burn from this, from the passive. Where is it? From the passive. So I think it triggered the burn from the passive? No, it can't have, because it's only basically like a battle skill. So, one of those numbers was the 140% flame damage, and the other one was the burn getting blown up. But there's no way the burn getting blown up did that much damage. Because the other burn comes afterwards. Huh. Yeah, that felt like a lot of damage actually, just for that. Let me check again. How is that multi-target, by the way? She's attacking one target there. And her special punches one target. How does her special punching one target be like area of effect? Like this is all enemies, even though she's just punching one target. Okay, now there's definitely another one on there, right? So let's check. That's one number. Because you didn't have the buff, so without that, it does about that much damage. Okay. No, that... Hold up. So it did the damage first, then applied the burn, then popped the burn, and because there was a burn on the boss, that meant the boss was taking more damage because of the boss gimmick. So this 1000 damage on the background, I think, is the actual hit of the special. Now this boss takes very low damage if it doesn't have a burn applied to it, or just generally any ailment applied to it. So what happened is, that first hit comes in, deals like a no damage because there's no burn on the boss yet. And then after the hit happens, the burn is applied, and that burn that immediately gets blown up. And because the burn gets blown up, that blow up damage now does more damage to the boss because the boss had an ailment on it. And because the boss had an ailment on it, it now takes more damage. So the explosion from the damage over time did 1,800 damage, even though it's a very small multiplier. Okay, we got it. But that does in fact mean that the ultimate deals damage first, then applies its burn, and then the burn gets blown up, and then afterwards does the actual burn that comes after the special get applied. That is some weird sequencing that goes on there. Next up, we're trying to see if the burn from a passive and her special stacks, but we're gonna have to go for some... We're gonna retry for this, because the boss has just applied some shields to itself. So next up we're gonna do is... I didn't really check this correctly, but we're just gonna get her to special, have the buff, and then use another skill and see if we have 2 burns on the boss. I assume we have 2 burns on the boss afterwards? Okay. Okay, we have a burn. I'm gonna wait for this to go away. Okay, so we have a burn on the boss now. Now we're gonna attack again and see if we get another burn. 2 burns. Okay, so once again, same thing with Halloween Mummy, because Halloween Mummy has a curse that comes from her passive, and then a curse that comes from her special, I think it is. And those two do indeed stack because the passive curse is special, right? In this case, the passive burn is special, so it doesn't get overridden. You just get both at the same time. You get Wicked Donut Tin from Dunkin' Donuts. Oh my god, that sounds fucking tasty. Holy shit. Can't eat donuts right now because I'm still on diet. Have been for like 3 years. So yeah, that's basic. Okay, so we're able to figure all of that out. I'm gonna put that in the evaluation thread. With puppies. Okay, so that actually makes her a lot better. Like, if the answer to any of those questions that I just answered was no, she would have been much worse. But yes, the fact that her special immediately blows up her own dot that she applies with the special, and then the fact that she can have 2 dots on there at the same time, that makes her a bit better. Only a bit though. Not that much, sadly. Okay, now that we've done that, how do we best test what you might be able to do? So I think the score attack might... maybe the score attack, I'm not sure. Okay, we don't need the music for this anymore. Okay. So we got this music now. Yay! Nice. Okay, now, by the way, welcome everyone to the stream who's joined in the meantime. We've done some testing. We've got Halloween Mummy, Halloween Alina, both of them actually, and we're gonna check some stuff now. So this is not gonna be as effective, by the way, as the other one. She's kind of mediocre, probably, but she's not Holy Mummy tier. She is very much above that. Okay, let me check some stuff. Where's score attack? So I think we do. Wait, she's way above this now.
Happy Halloween.
So of course she's not good. She doesn't have any crystals, so this is not going to be very representative. But still, I want to put this on and just see. Like I said, yeah, these numbers are going to be much worse than our Homura numbers, but I just still want to just see what she feels like, right? We're definitely going to get this one. because we get the bonus for more enemies present. I think there were 3 enemies total on this Chaos boss. I want to get 1 extra attack. There we
アー
go.
トに集中できそうなわけ。
Okay. Oh yeah, then we can get a higher level on this now, even though I don't think it does much. It increases force damage taken. Yeah, whatever, we're still doing it.
これが運命に抗う力。
Okay, now let's check. I think no one else needs to change. Yeah, no, you're all perfect already. You don't need to change. So, I need to wonder about the order of operations. So Nemu is not allowed to use special before, like after we set up. After we set up all of our dots, we cannot use Nemu special.
とて柔らか
I didn't know we should do that.
にいいアイデアだ。
Oh wait, the boss doesn't even have multiple enemies, right? Is this single target completely? Really? Why would you be like this?
最適解に導きます。
Because complete single target is gonna be shit.
楽しくなってきたわ。全くもんここが修羅場。ここが修羅場。
Yeah, I don't know.
美味しいお菓子パイはどうかしら。
Sinu Aina good. She's probably alright, but not really that great, I think.
脅かしても無駄だか
I think we do actually do this now.
ら。まだ続く
Extra
よ。
ticks.
脅かしても無駄。うわウェイ。
Dance macabre. Good.
やっちゃいましょう。
Good stuff.
全くどうかな。美味しいお菓子をパイはどうかしら。
Okay. Yeah, this boss does not have ads at all, so this is actually gonna suck really hard. Why would they make the score attack for this not have ads
やっちゃいましょう。
when they made her AoE focus? I don't
やっちゃ
understand.
いましょう。
And that just feels weird.
でもあります。
You'd think they would make her have ads or single target Alina on, like either the score attack has multiple ads, so you can have AoE dot explosion for a really high score, or you make the Alina not AoE, because this is just weird.
ここが修羅場。まだ続くよ。拍子に。えい。脅かしてもうわ。
Okay, this is not gonna do any damage.
キャンディーはいかが？はっ。特訓の成果が出てるぜ。
Also, the crit is gonna help, but we're not actually playing a crit thing, because dots can't crit is the problem.
どうかな。サクッとやっちゃいましょう。
We don't have a breaker.
よいしょ。
We don't need a breaker, but
キャンディーはいかが？パイはどうかしら？
means it goes a bit slow here.
特訓の成果が出これが最強テクニック。
Psycho technique.
全く問題。えい。脅かしても無駄だから。
I need the buff.
全然余裕です。
We're breaking really slow.
キャンディーはいかが？パイはどうかしら？
This takes too long,
まだ
man.
続くよ。
Come on.
全くもんここが修羅場。今から入れる保険って。
We're not able to break in time. We have to wait. We have to wait. Just, I don't know, give more break.
I see.
This time is gonna suck, by the way.
これが最強テクニック。まだだや。脅かしてもうわウェイ。
Also, I like that Aina's buff runs out really fast.
キャンディーはいかが？そこ。今から入れる保険って。
Okay, we have until then to do it.
固まって特訓の成果が出てる。
So what do we have right now? We have one burn from the passive, right? Okay, the passive ailments don't even show up. So we have one burn from the passive, one curse from the passive, then a curse from Mami, and a poison from Nemu. And there's going to be another burn on it from Alina that explodes immediately, so we don't get to see it. Okay, we're not going to use it with Nemu because that would actually screw up the thing. Okay, let's see. So the idea is the following. The actual hit itself, yeah, it might crit and might do a bunch of damage, but it's not actually going to do that much damage. The idea is that we see the actual damage over time explosions do a lot of damage, right? Because even though the attack itself, look at that, the attack itself does like 140%, which is basically nothing. Even when it crits, it's basically nothing. The fact that we have multiple ailments all exploding basically adds to that percentage just non-critically, right? But the thing is, it's still against only a single enemy. And all of the other characters, not all of the other characters, but Nemu has very low base attack and doesn't actually do that much damage with her poison. I mean, Alina does a decent amount of damage with her damage over time stuff, but even so, we're just not gonna quite actually get there. However, if we actually had multiple enemies on the enemy side of the battle, here's what would happen. This passive would kick in and would actually... Look at that, where is it? Where's the actual thing? Yeah, Phantom Trick. When at least one enemy is present, increases damage dealt by 10%, plus 10% for each additional enemy, max 50%. We would get up to 50% total damage if there was actually like a lot more enemies on the enemy side. But because there aren't, that means we're actually going to do a lot less damage than we otherwise would be. So this damage is severely negated. Not to mention that, of course, you can spread out damage over time ailments across multiple enemies that would all then explode. So this would actually allow you to do a crap ton of damage. Like, imagine if we had 5 enemies and we actually have all of our ailments on all these 5 enemies. We get the damage bonus from Phantom Trick, and then we explode all of them at once, while also with the special itself hitting all enemies, critting on all enemies. That would be pretty powerful. But against a single enemy, this is not going to do much. $1.6 million. That's not a lot. You can see those numbers from all the different damage over time effects exploding. Our main hit, I think, didn't even critically hit. Yeah, we didn't even get a crit on our main hit. So that's kind of sad. But yeah, we totally didn't get much. Where's the numbers again? Even if that main number crit, it's only like a 300,000, so it's like 300,000 damage for the actual hit itself. And with that crits, it's like 600,000 maybe. You don't really have a crit damage ladder, but even then, yeah, this is not enough. And this would maybe at most be like 2 million damage. But imagine if it was 2 million damage against each enemy, and then on top of that you get the 50% damage bonus. So it would not be a total of like 10 million damage, it would be a total of like 13 million damage, maybe 12 million damage. Wouldn't that be pretty good actually? I feel like 12 to 30 million damage in total would actually be pretty decent. But yeah, that's a lot of ifs and buts, and it's just not that good. Anyway, that was just some testing. We've done some testing and we figured out that this score attack is not very well designed in terms of actually making Alina look good. So Alina does not look very good here. However, maybe the tower boss is gonna be much different, because there is a new tower, and the tower I think is also gonna be about damage over time ailments, at least the new part, which means we're gonna play then actually. Okay, first off though, we got a bunch of stuff. Woo! We can just use our main team for this. Nice. So yeah, she's alright, but she's... Generally though, I think the multiplier on her special should be higher. You're not gonna get that multiplier unless you get up to Ascension 5 anyway. So yeah, I don't know, this does not feel good. So I think if multipliers are too low, I think she needed more damage. Buffs. Like, I mean, effects that gives you, say, like, okay, increases attack by this and that much percent when this or that happens. Because a lot of other attackers have way more of those than she does. Most of her damage buffs are actually in ongoing damage bonus, but only to herself. And that's just not a lot. There is one other thing I need to test though, which is something I haven't actually voiced out loud yet, but I've been thinking about for a while. So if Alina says, for example, that she increases ongoing damage that she deals, when she explodes damage over time ailments, does that count as damage over time damage that she did? Or does each individual dot explosion get attributed to the character that applied the dot? Because that's very important. Because that means that either only the exploding character actually needs damage over time damage increase, or everyone needs that. So I'm actually not certain. I have to check about that. Oh, for now, it's System Tower. We have to go through these floors here again that we've already been through before. So these floors are all enemies that are entirely based around defense, which also means that if you lower their defense, like with Ren for example, they can't do anything really, and they just die. I mean, they just die anyway, but they can't even fight back really. Especially Swimsuit Sayaka's special also incredibly, like, is incredibly powerful against them. But the fight is like over before she even gets there. Good. So, Alina, let me think more about Alina, because I still haven't really made up my mind if she's actually good or not. Or like how good she is. But yeah, I think just, yeah, no, I think she's just not good enough. I think she's actually not good at all. Which is probably for the better, because that means like if we have another limited character that isn't actually super awesome, then it's a limited character that you can just skip. I'm trying to think about, would there be a future situation in which, for example, other characters are released that are damage over time focused, where they would actually buff Halloween Alina by a lot. But I don't really think that's gonna be the case. Like, Halloween Alina can blow up damage over time stuff on everyone. I think that is a big plus. So if you have, like I said, you had, like, imagine you did have a score attack where it's 5 enemies, all of them have damage over time ailments on them, and you're blowing all of them up. That would be a lot of damage. But I think she herself does way too little damage to justify that. Like, imagine you had like another debuffer. Let's say some other debuffer comes in, and that other debuffer is also able to blow up debuffs, blow up ailments on every single character, on every single enemy. What's going to be the difference between that character and Halloween Alina? Because Halloween Alina herself doesn't actually do that much damage, so it seems like she doesn't actually bring that much to the table. Magzino, as soon as I said she wasn't good, you pulled her on your first on accident. What do you mean on accident? You don't just roll the banner on accident. Well, I mean, congratulations. She's not actually terrible, because there's one thing that I didn't talk about yet, and I think her support Kyoko may actually be good. Let me check. So I think her support Kyoko might actually be good. Support is 15% attack up and 10% damage up, and also on break increases damage dealt when tackling elemental weakness by 10%. That's really good. Hey, don't worry, her support Kyoko is actually like really fucking good. So you can totally just use her as a support on all your characters, on all your attackers. Yeah, it's actually really good. Like, it's really good. It might even be the best one. Maybe second best one. I think that Sakurako is probably still the best overall for attackers. So it's probably Sakurako and then Halloween Alina in terms of support Kyoko for attackers. Probably. So yeah, you can at least use it as a support Kyoko. She a better Momoko at least. No. I don't think so. Especially because your Momoko is gonna get Ascensions. The Halloween Alina is not gonna get Ascensions. So yeah, Momoko is gonna be better, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can use her as a support and she's gonna be a better support than almost every other character. So that's pretty good actually. But I think her base attack is pretty low. Oh yeah, her base attack is really low. Doesn't matter that much if you're not actually using her on field that much. But it does mean she won't give that much base attack through support Kyoko. But yeah, support is pretty good. So just use her as a support and it's gonna be fine. So if you're playing a crit setup, if you like have a Tsuruno on the team for example, who gives crit rate to everyone, you're playing a crit setup, then you'd use Sakurako as the attacker support Kyoko, right? Because Sakurako gives 25% crit damage and 50% crit rate, really good for crit setups. But if you're not playing a crit setup, then I think Halloween Alina might be like the second best attacker support Kyoko, probably. Would be my guess. And it's a grand total of 35% buff power, and it's spread out across multiple avenues, which is way better. So yeah, it's perfect. By the way, I haven't paid much attention to on screen because I've fought these bosses before. So they were easy back then, and I know they're still easy back right now. You have A5 Momoko, and I know you need Alina. Save for Sumire. That's a good idea. Sumire is probably gonna be pretty good, right? We have faith in Sumire. I wonder if Sumire is gonna be a defender, like Void Defender or something. Would be possible. Maybe I should take a break. Not a break, but maybe I should actually test out what I said earlier with the does the damage increase to ongoing damage applied to the, like, cause the person that explodes all the damage over time effects to get the damage bonus on all of the dots that are exploding or not. Okay, so let me see how I can best test this. I think one way of testing this would be to have like a Nemu and a Halloween Alina on the team, right? And then what they do is they both just put their poisons and their burns or whatever on the enemy. And then on one hand I will have Nemu exploded, and on the other hand I will have Alina exploded. And then we'll see what the damage difference is. Because one of them gets damage bonus, the other one doesn't. Although it will be difficult to test this exactly because there will be some damage increasing effects that play into this.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. We need a lot of MP.
Yosh, iko.
Kirika gives MP. Yeah, more MP. MP. Okay, let me check. Increases damage dealt by self-applied ailments. Okay. That doesn't make her the best choice for this. I should use Hana just to make it more controlled. She's gonna be able to have to survive somehow? Whatever, good enough. Okay, so how exactly we're gonna set this up? I think we're just gonna give both of them special. I'm gonna have to have Alina apply a burn that then immediately falls off. So she's gonna have to use her skill just before the boss takes a turn so that it falls off immediately, because I don't want that one to be on the boss. Right? Or do I? Oh no. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? Hey, Rage Quasar. First time catching your stream. If I'm talking about how weak the new Alina feels, just a slightly better article on the Red sub. Are my suspicions correct on your opinion? She does not feel very powerful. That is correct. I mean, keep in mind also that attackers that don't have Ascensions are gonna feel much worse than attackers that do have Ascension, because every Ascension gives you base attack, and base attack scales really, really well. Like just 2% base attack means like 5% more damage or something. Like it scales absurdly well. So her having no Ascensions is gonna feel really bad. She also doesn't have Chrysalis yet, of course, because you need to farm those first. So that also makes her feel really bad. But on top of that, I think, yeah, her kit isn't quite there. Right now I'm trying to figure out though, so she gets damage bonus to ongoing damage. Increases own ongoing damage dealt by 20%. I think I'm gonna just put Hana's curse on the boss and then just explode it. Then I'm gonna put Hana's curse on the boss and then just get Alina to have her buff and then explode again. And I'm gonna see if I get the same number from the curse explosion or if there's a different number now. I think that's just what we have to do. So let me see if I can check that. Is she good? You just got her? Not quite. But she's not bad. The one thing that's great about her, and this I mentioned earlier as well, she might have the second best attacker support Kyoku in the game. So the second best support ability. The best, I think, is still Sakurako, but only if you're doing a crit setup. If you're doing a crit setup, I think she is the best support Kyoku, like Sakurako is. But if you're not doing a crit setup, then I think that Halloween Alina is probably the best support Kyoku then. So you can still use her as a support Kyoku. Okay, so let's just get Hana up there. She's gonna have to explode a fresh curse though. This gets a burn. Yeah, don't do that yet. I should probably not do buffs, because this might falsify the results. Okay, we're gonna get a fresh buff and then explode it. That didn't... I missed the curse. 20% curse resistance hit me. Okay, we're gonna have to wait again. Boss, can you slow down a bit? At least that gets us closer. Okay, now. Okay, let's see what we actually get for the curse explosion number. 4,007. I couldn't see the second number. What the fuck was the second number? It was off screen. Why is it down there? I can't see that number. I can't see that number. What are you doing? I'm gonna have to go an extra round. How would you do that to me? It's gonna do bonus damage because the boss goes into break. Okay, just play through the break. Okay. By the way, does the boss get like bonus defense or something when turns pass? Let me check. I think it doesn't. No. Just the damage goes up on some stuff. Yeah. Yeah, just undo current one. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, now. I can't tell if that's a new curse now. I think it is, because otherwise it only lasts for 2 turns anyway. Yeah, right? 2 turns? For 2 turns, and it doesn't get extended by other stuff. It does get extended by other stuff. I think I missed the curse again. Because that should be 3 turns on the boss, not 2. Why? Why is it like this? Give me ailment hit rate, please. We got ailment hit rate. Ailment rate 30%. That's enough. That's enough for 100%. You say she's worth second in the game? Absolutely not. That's probably still Holy Alina. Hey, Holy Mami. Holy Alina's not in the game yet. I'm gonna have to wait for that attack buff to run out, I think. Oh yeah, I should just go. No, I should wait. Okay, the number this time was exactly on top of the other number, but maybe I can still make it out. I think that's 855. No, it's 7855 on that, and then 512. Let me write down these numbers. So one of those is 7855, and then one's 5124. I don't know which one is the hit from the boss, and I don't know which one is the actual dot explosion. But now we have 2 numbers. And what we're trying to see now is if we have Alina explode, are we going to see one of these numbers again? Or are we going to see completely different numbers? That's the goal to see now. Let's probably not do that. Okay. You're slowed down a bit, boss. I want to get my turn first. In order to explode the dots, I need to... Oh, I'm out of skill points. Because in order to explode the dots, Alina needs her buff, but she can't get her buff right now because I'm out of skill points. That was much of skill points. Okay, next turn. So Alina needs a buff in order to be able to explode. So she has the buff now. Okay. Why are you all the way back there? I don't care about there being a secondary dot on there. Okay, let me just pause here. So now we have the setup we want. You're gonna blow up the dot. And I want to see if either of those 2 numbers are gonna show up again. Right? Let me just check. Yeah, no, it should be fine. It should be fine. Why is the camera angle like that again? But you can probably still see it. Dude. I don't know. I can't see. I actually can't see. This was a terrible fucking idea to do it on this boss. Attackers in general a bit meh, but is she worth pulling? I wouldn't say that attackers in general a bit meh, but she's not worth pulling for a free-to-play, I would say. Let's go with Horse again. Horse can get rid of ailments though, but let me just play another turn, I guess. Let's do it on Candy. I think Candy doesn't do anything. Oh no, Candy does a bunch of shit with buffs and stuff. Yeah, let's not do that. You think you saw the 5124 again? No, I don't see it. Who just eats humans? And who also is not gonna have a weird camera angle? This one? No. Right? Fuck it. Why can't I find a good boss to test with? Okay, that's not too bad. Debuffs are okay. You know, it's fine. We can go this. Oh, what about aliens? 60% curse. We can punch through that, it's fine. Might even be better. Okay. Are you late? Rebel Rampage, don't worry, you're only half an hour late. Actually, almost an hour. But it's okay. You did not miss much. We just got Holy Alina and we've been testing it. Holy Alina. Halloween Alina. Okay, hit it. Okay, wait for the buff to go away. Okay, let me see the numbers we had. Okay, let me check. So we had 4355 and 2841. Good. You know, would be nice addition. Yeah, some Star Mortal enemy would be helpful. I guess not that big of a deal, to be fair, if we don't have one. Okay, this. I should have used a skill for this. Although we wouldn't have the skill points anyway after that. Okay, no, it's fine. Why is Alina's turn so late? That is not good. Alina needs the buff. She doesn't have the buff right now. She can't do it without the buff. Okay, hold up. We do this to get the buff. We have to hit this curse. Like, the curse that's on right now is an old curse. And this one needs to go away. Right, it's an old curse. Let me check. Yeah, two turns left too. Let me actually, I can actually just explode this one. Right? It's probably actually better if we explode it, right? I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. Let's refresh it. Let's do this one first. Okay, we did hit it. Good. Now we have to see if we see the same number or not. That was hard to see, but let's check. Okay, we're looking for... So what are the numbers we see right here? Oh my god, why is this so hard to see? we have 3244 in the front. Then we have 2031. I think in the back it's 795. That might be the actual regular hit. I gave you the wrong Alina or the correct Alina, because normal Alina might actually be better. Okay, all of these numbers are much lower. All of them. But if all of the numbers are lower, that means that... Oh no, wait a minute. Oh my god. Am I seeing this correctly? 2841 times 1.2. It's not quite it. That's not quite it. That's too much. Oh my god, that is... Problem is if she explodes that she gets this damage bonus. Hold up, so if she gets 38% damage bonus, that means that these two numbers were actually increased by 38%. So I actually need to remove that. What was it? Wait, what am I doing? 72.4%. So let's do 72.5%, right? 72.5. Is about 2059. And if I then were to multiply that. Yeah, okay. So then we take this for 355 times 0.725 is about 3,157. So that's about the damage that you do without that. But if her attack plays into that as well, would her attack play into that as well? Let me think about this. No, because the attack would play into it in both cases. So the thing is, that is actually quite similar for both of those numbers. Actually, I can check which of these would have to be a dot explosion. So the dot explosion is 120%, and the actual special is 184%. So the bigger number was definitely that. So what that means is what exactly? It means the dot explosion was 2000 damage, and then Alina saw a 2000 damage number. But is that actually correct? Because this would be much higher. Oh yeah, no, it would make sense. So I think that I keep saying holy, Halloween Alina's damage increases own ongoing damage dealt by 20%. It does only apply to the damage over time ailments that she herself has applied, and does not affect the explosion of ailments. At least that seems to be the case. I'm not 100% certain about this, but that seems to be the case. So yeah, I think, that's what I assumed to begin with, but now we know for certain. Okay. That is what you would have expected in the first place. That is absolutely what we would have expected in the first place. So it works as intended. Still not good. love Alina, so you want to get her anyway. Like I said, for as far as support Kyoku go, like she has one of the best support abilities for support in the game. So that's good. At least that part is good. Wait a minute, we got keys? Oh yeah, we got keys. Let's roll some keys, maybe we get some stuff. I want Mabayu and yeah, I want Mabayu and Ui and Sakurako maybe. So there's a bunch of things I want from this gacha now. And regular Alina. There's actually a bunch of characters I want. What? That's good. Sakurako is really good as a support Kyoku, so her having more stats means my support Kyoku are gonna get more stats too. Just stuff is not that important though. Okay, 4-star key. By the way, someone earlier said about like not using 4-star keys. There is something else I'm doing, which is not using the 4-star coins. Like you have the coins you can trade in for 4 stars. I'm not using those. I'm waiting with them for new 4 stars to release. So that's the thing that I'm waiting on. Okay, now let's actually do tower. We can reset this one now. I get anything from key draws. Sometimes you get good stuff, sometimes you don't. That's the luck of the draw. For this one, let's use other stuff. We can use regular homo this one. And we use this. Actually, we can use this one now. So you can see 50% attack, 10% damage dealt, and on break 10% weakness. Attackers only really care about dealing damage when the enemy weakness is broken anyway, and 2 turns is barely enough for most attackers' burst anyway. So that's pretty good. That is more than what other people give you. Like even if you combine all the bonuses together that you get from other characters, that's still just more. It's just better. The only thing it's bad is base attack, because Halloween Alina does not have a good base attack, so you're missing a little bit of base attack. But it might still be worth it. Don't even remember your last 5-star pull. You might get one today, who knows? He's running A0 Pluvia. Pluvia has fallen off anyway, so it's not that important. But yeah. Save a kiss for the banner update at the end of month. The last banner update happened and we have Ui and Sakurako now in the banner. Ui is fantastic, one of the best buffers in the game, and actually kind of busted at A5. And Sakurako is the best support Kyoku for attackers, so yeah, good choices if you get one of those. I don't even know who joined at the end of this month. Because I think Mitama joins the end of this month, because Mifuyu's banner I think was just barely too long. So Mifuyu is coming at the end of December, I think. Yeah, so I think it's just Mitama actually because of the timing and how it worked out. Right? Let me check. So the other one was Bow Homura, and of course Bow Homura is not getting added. Oh, Mela is... Yeah, Mela I think was just barely too long to not make it in that time. Yeah, Mela and... What? No. Hold up. Was Mel's banner that long? That it lasted into October? I guess so. So I guess it's... because Mel came out in middle of September, but I guess she just barely lasted too long. And didn't finish in October. So yeah, it's Mel and Mitama for the next one. And after that, it's Mifuyu in December. And I think it's only Mifuyu in December. So sucks to be you, Mifuyu, haha. Kanaki is probably gonna get added with more Crescent Memoria, I would assume, like Crescent Memoria. We got Mayu as well. That's gonna be out. It's gonna be a while for Mayu. Mayu might actually become a 4-star. That's actually quite likely.
さてお茶にしましょう。一気に行くわよ。私だって。
速攻で型をつけよう。
もっとやれるんです。避けられないわよ。
But Mayu is gonna be fun. If Mayu has the same gimmick that she did in Magia Record, she's gonna be overpowered because Mayu was an MP regenerator. Which, yeah, that's gonna be pretty powerful in this game.
私だって。続けます。続けていくわ。続けます。もっとやれるんです。続けます。続けていくわ。続けます。
So this is up to tower level 60 or something? Because the new tower is 70, so we're gonna have to go all the way to... So it's first 60 and then 65. And then only after 65 you actually get the new part of the tower. It was your first 5-star in my record. You remember it being pretty decent. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, like I said, Kanagi is probably coming with more Crescent Memoria. So... soon-ish? Not quite sure. Actually, soon is gonna be next in Crescent Memoria, then maybe Kanae, and then Fuka. Actually, no, Kanagi might not actually be part of Crescent Memoria at all. So yeah, it might take even longer then. Hard to tell. The currents... Yeah, we have a new link rate, by the way. I wonder... I think that link rate might actually be good for damage over time stuff. But the thing is, on that link rate, it's not about having a single really big hit that gives you a damage record. Or the link rate is not even about killing ads either. At least not right now on the current damage difficulty levels. Link rate is more so about just surviving and killing the boss. And I think damage over time just doesn't actually do that well on that front. Like having big crit builds where you fight your way to a break and then just crit the boss down seems like way more effective in link rate. So I think Halloween Alina is not even going to be that good on link rate, even though the link rate is supposed to be about damage over time and debuffs and stuff. So yeah, this link rate still is not going to be good enough, I think. What does this one do again? Oh yeah, I think this one becomes more powerful the more often you hit it. So you don't actually want to hit it often. I don't care though, I have a powerful team. Also removes debuff. Yes, this was actually very powerful. Might not be the best idea to do this. If no Holy Quintet unit is reached by Christmas, I'd be happy because I'm tired of a bit of favoritism. Yeah, the Holy Quintet I think is going to get a lot of favoritism throughout the entire game's life cycle, to be fair, because the developers know that that's kind of what most people care about. It sells. Waiting for Kyoko. Well, Kyoko hasn't gotten anything yet, so it would make sense for Kyoko to actually get something. Like, they wouldn't snub Kyoko again, would they? Nice. So the boss gimmick didn't really seem to do much. Compared to the main series, the side projects have a fraction of the audience. Yeah, sadly that is the case. Aren't you being mommy again? It totally could be. Although we have basically we have a lot of the alts already that Mummy had in Magia Record. Like in Magia Record, I don't even know what more ads Mummy even had that are like important. Let me check. We had swimsuit, yes, we had scene 0 version. We had
私だって
Holy Mummy, of course.
速攻で型をつけよ
I think there was anime version too. I think we did. Yeah, I think there was every mummy. And Mummy didn't actually have that many alts. She had a lot of alts very early, yes. Also, like in my record also, there was a lot of Mummy at the beginning of my record, and then there hasn't been many afterwards. 6 mummies.
続けます
Really? Let me check.
続けていくわ
So yeah, that was swimsuit mummy. There was scene 0 mummy. There was Holy Mummy. Oh yeah, I forgot one. There was Holy Mummy anime version, which yes was a different character. So there was 2 Holy Mummies. One of them was just the anime version of Holy Mummy, which yes was just the exact same fucking character.
一人前って言えるか
So we basically have all of the mummies that were already in Magic Code plus Halloween version. Like we've even gone further.
気を引き締めないと私だって
Okay, so this was the boss we had last time, right? Which was I. Which I think also just died to then, like
なんです
everyone in tower died to then.
続けます避けられないわよ
Because somehow everything is weak to Ren, and Ren is powerful to every enemy, against every enemy. She also synergizes really well with most characters. I made a video about this. My latest video was me just talking about how Ren is kind of overpowered. So hopefully you saw that one. But yeah, Ren is like really overpowered. They knew if Halloween some more mummies are not out of the question, yeah. Sadly actually, because why not the other characters? Why not Halloween Karin?
続けますもっとやれるんです続けますそこ避けられないわよ続けていくわ続けます
Yeah, she got snubbed really hard.
速攻で型をつけよ
続けます続けていくわもう一人前って言えるかな
You can find a way to beat floor 70. You don't have to worry. You have a crippling lack of ascensions? Let's see what floor 70 is like. Let's see if we can play around that. Halloween Karin would have been so great that we know that 5-star of foster characters were least possible. I do think it's gonna happen, I just don't know why they didn't do it. But I do think it very much is gonna happen. At least, like,
うつけよ
by latest, next year, Halloween, we're gonna get Halloween Karin, definitely. Or maybe before then we're gonna get a 5-star version of a 4-star character.
続けます
Can we have Karin for that? Nope, we're not gonna get Karin. Next year. Next year.
逃がさない続けます
I'm gonna swap to Alina after this. This is... Pluvia is not good.
避けられないわよ
Like, Pluvia is the
それ
the fifth wheel on this team.
続けます続けていくわ続けます続けてい
They
く
basically confirm it in a comic. Keep in mind the comic is not written by a developer,
続けます
but just by someone who is allowed to do the comic.
逃がさない避けられないわよ続けていくわ
Follow up extra turn.
続けます
Good combo.
続け
Kind
ま
of
す
powerful.
続けてい
More
く
follow ups. More extra turns. More everything. Cool combo, that's pretty good.
もっとやれるんです続けます
And so is Ren.
ちましたね。
Okay, we're putting Alina in. Like regular Alina to this. Because Pluvia is not good. Not for this.
アリナの美見せてあげる。 上のね、
That one's better. Okay, that should go much better now. With Alina, regular Alina that is.
気を引き締めないと。もうぐっちゃぐちゃ。ワンモアのわけ。
Alina is also one of those characters that has extremely good synergy with them, like most characters somehow do.
やれるんです。
But specifically Alina.
避けられないわよ。
You still haven't gotten her? You will someday, don't worry. Like basically every single character that's in the standard pool you're just gonna have someday. Might take a while, but someday you will. Just because the 5-star rate is so high in this game.
ワンモアのわけ。続けます。続けていくわ。
Yeah, this is going much faster now.
続けます。やるわね。続けます。
These guys are
速
powerful.
攻で片をつけよう。
続けます。やもっとやれるんです。続けます。
Still takes my girl for all these stages, sadly. But imagine if we didn't actually have the floor skip. Because if we didn't have the floor skip, me going through the tower again would take like 3 hours. Now it only takes like half an hour. So that's good.
続けます。続けていくわ。
You thought I would get a turn? Ha! Never mind.
勝ちました。
Alina has been waiting for a turn for like 4 attacks or something and she didn't get one. So everyone just suddenly jumps in with bonus turns and follow-ups and then follow-ups and into specials into bonus turns and like Jesus Christ.
避けられないわよ。
Oh, this one's funny if you have Swimsuit Sayaka because Swimsuit Sayaka actually just one-shots everything. I should show that. I should show it because this is funny.
ここで終わりなのね。
And I want to show something off that's funny. So yeah, Swimsuit Sayaka is kind of busted against this.
見る目ある。
Okay, that's good. Tao saying Dogger Sayaka Swimsuit the only good limited. I wouldn't say the only good limited, but
なるほど。
the GOAT.
なるほど。軽眼だね。
She is really good. Actually, is Halloween Mommy not better? Yeah, no, Halloween Mommy is actually the best support Kyoko now for Swimsuit Sayaka. She didn't really have a really good one before, but now she does. Okay, so you want to see what Swimsuit Sayaka does to this boss?
気を引き締めないと。避けられないわよ。
I'll do this manually so we don't mess up skill points.
カテスもうぐっちゃぐちゃ。
But first off, Alina does this.
ワンモアのわけ。
Alina's kind of busted too.
見せなき速攻で片をつけよう。
And in comes the cavalry.
ビッグウェーブ。
Yep, pretty good.
はいもっとやれるんです。今がチャンスね。はい。カテスかしだよ。
So then Alina comes in again.
ワンモアのわけ。続けます。
In comes Ren. Bam.
もっと遊びたい。ビッグウェーブ。
Big wave. More ads. Special. They weren't even broken, by the way. They weren't even broken.
言った通りだ。
And now the boss can't actually summon more ads because I'm still on the same turn. Now the boss can summon more ads because now it's the next turn. In comes Alina. Bam.
続けます。
Then says Tsuzukimasu. Everyone's dead.
カテスもうぐっちゃぐちゃ。
That's just how it goes. In comes Alina. Bam. Everyone's dead. Ads.
続けます。
Alina again. Yeah, this is something. This is quite something. This boss can't do shit.
それ。続けます。
This one Street Saga wasn't so good, you refused to offer super units, but why not? The fun units
絶好調避けられないわよ
was supposed to be made for Rafe Homura. To a degree, yeah, but it's not entirely made for just one unit. It's made for like a variety of units.
ガンガン泳ぐぞビッグウェーブ
Big wave! Bam.
続けます
いいところ速攻で型をつけよ
続けます今がチャンスね避けられないわよ
So, yeah.
はいや
Bonk.
続けます肩透かしだよね絶好調よ避けられないわよ
Boss has a really high amount of HP though, because look at that break bar go up and up. Like, the break bar is still going up, by the way.
続けます
Now we're at the maximum break bar. Like, that took a while.
続けますはいやれますもっとやれるんです続けます
Jesus, so much damage. Like, for being a debuffer, being a side character basically. Is that unit you don't have that? Nope, I have every unit in the game.
避けられないわよ続けますガンガン泳ぎビッグウェーブ
Big wave, bam.
絶好調避けられないわよ
Although I have most characters only at Ascension 0 to be fair. Apart from like older standard characters, of course.
肩透かしだ続けます全然大丈夫ですそれ
うオリコの速攻で型をつけ
Okay.
よ
続けます
Well, the boss is gonna go right back to being broken. Spawn some ads, please. Nice.
続けます
It's that simple.
絶好調よ
But yeah, I do like the fact that this guy summons so many ads and you actually get to hit really hard very often.
避けられないわよ
Like, as far as total amount of damage that you get to deal throughout a battle goes, doesn't get much higher than this.
もうのわけ
Just give us.
続けます
Here's the rest. Good.
続けます
Next one down too. More ads, please.
もっとビッグウェーブ
More ads, please.
はいやるや続けます
And there goes that. And that. More ads. More AoE. We need more bosses for AoE characters. Yeah. We need more bosses that are similar to this, where AoE characters can actually do stuff.
いいところを見せなきゃね速攻で型をつけよ
つまんなもうぐっちゃぐちゃ
And there goes that.
ワンモアのわけ続けます今や続けますカレリー
Wait, more ads. Why Suicide please? Yep. Just keep bringing them in. Just keep bringing them in one after another. You wheel them out. You say, here's your meal. And by the time he's finished saying that word, you've already scarfed down the entire fucking cake. Where's the next one, waiter? I'm still hungry. At least that was the boss. There's only one, which is the AI Uasa score attack. But then again, it's not that good. Yeah. Hey, how am I doing? Hey, welcome, Looking Ray Ray. I'm doing fantastic. I got the new Halloween Alina. So it's alright. It's alright. Which is not that great, to be fair. Which, like I said, it's probably for the better. Because that means that now you can skip her and it's okay.
終わり
I will be using it for this though, just because it would be sad not to. So she's still part of the score attack team here. This is actually a really good team for this, but I need a breaker. Or I want a breaker, rather. I think we just go with Pluvia? No. What do we have? Oh, hold up. We can stock type, which means we can go with Tsukuyo. I don't usually get to wheel out the Tsukuyo, so that's perfect. It's very rare that you actually get to use Takuya, because if it's dark type and single target, you're still using Mifuyu, is the problem. Like, it has to specifically be AoE, and most of Tower is AoE. What are we doing here? I think we do speed, and then we do this, I guess. Let me roll for just a little bit of speed. Let's say at least 2 speed on each of these. That's what I'm asking, like at least 2 speed, and then we just move on. Because I don't want to waste too much time here. Like, substats can be really powerful if you have a character where they actually scale really well with substats, which is most attackers. But other than that, just get a little bit of speed and move on, it's fine. It's not gonna make that much of a difference. Defensively, it makes a lot of difference. Like, you could, if you perfectly roll defensive substats, and I mean like HP and defense, and for healers, HP recovery and all of that, and speed, because more turns is kind of defensive in itself. You can actually do, for example, high ranking link rates. Like, you can do link rate level 20 and still survive everything with either very low amount of sustain or almost no sustain at all. But you also need guards on everyone. Like, I think what a lot of people that farm high level link rates do is they just put the guard memoria on everyone. They roll defensive substats on everyone. And then just by that, just because of the guards and because everyone has so much HP, maybe some defense as well, you just take so little damage that you don't, in some cases at least, you don't actually need a dedicated sustain. Because, for example, in this last link raid against light type, you would just have a Madokami. And because everyone takes so much reduced damage and has so much HP, the Madokami healing was actually enough to get everyone to survive. Which is not necessarily just because of Madokami, but more so the fact that having guard on everyone plus defensive substats actually makes a really big difference. That said, if you're not specifically doing stuff like that, it's not really that important. I think there should be more modes for Icon, etc. If you hadn't mentioned it, yes, I would have said we need a roguelike mode like Simulated Universe. Because a roguelike mode in Star Rail is the best thing they ever did in Star Rail, and we need that here as well. We do need a sustain as well, by the way. Because this is Tower. I mean, I'm not going to use this for score attack anymore since the next time anyway. Kirika is still good because of, you know, the MP regeneration you get is just so important. These two can have speed, you can have attack, you can have some speed. Yep. Good. Light Slant, a single target DPS when. You don't need it. Only Madokami is good enough. We're not gonna go crit, so this is actually the best one we have. Yep, that one. Every region in the A4. Yeah. I think the I do think the roguelike mode, or something similar to a roguelike mode like Simulated Universe, would be perfect for this game because it adds a lot more replayability. It just gives you a lot more reason to actually just play the game. Just for fun as well, like not even for specific stuff, but just for fun. And I think people want to have more reason to just have fun. I think people would like that. Okay, we are going into 66 to 70. Let's do this manually. Oh, I actually have to check what they do. When not affected with debuff, grants 2 actions, increases speed based on how many allies have been defeated, increases damage taken the more on your damage taken, okay. By the way, are they all like that? Increases speed based on increases damage taken. I think they're all like that. No, they all are technically different types. And then we have flame damage, we have damage increases for each passing turn. Effective, yeah, some buffs, move type buffs, not that much stuff here. Then we have some more stuff right here. What do we have? Tikitan Dai Auto. Not sure about that one. Surutekini. Oh god, I don't know about that one. Like Chu no, or Naka something Ryoku Sui actually, I don't know about those. Those are some funky kanji. I can't read those. Not yet at least. Oh, I can check for something actually. Because I know what Jotai looks like. Jotai Ijo? Is that anywhere in here? I don't see Jotai Ijo anywhere in here because Jotai Ijo means ailment, just ailment. Not entirely certain what that says, sadly. I can understand some of it, but not all of it, sadly. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not quite there yet, sadly. Can't wait for Pokésnath to be on Chaos Boss. How hard could it even be? So far, all of our Pokésnaths have been easy, right? Right? Everything we want have been easy, right? Right? Maybe not. We don't even have skill points. Because everyone on this team needs skill points. This maybe wasn't the best idea. Also, Halloween Mommy is kind of terrible here because she's only single target. She can't be anything but single target. Dude, all of these enemies are way too fast, or my Halloween Alina is way too fucking slow, and I think it's actually that part. Super Boss just straight up kills the entire team, so the boss is on a hard timer. You mean a super attack? Do you mean... Oh, you mean the one that could be in Chaos? Because the one that is in the ones in the other game modes, like in Nightmare, those don't do that, of course. This Halloween Alina got one turn so far. She might be a bit slow. But now, it's time for some damage. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't even kill him. Never know what crystal is to give girls like breakers, defenders, and debuffers that are only guaranteed to give debuffs like Tsukasa. She's doing the Dio. By the way, for Crystallis for those characters. If you're not sure what Crystallis to use, you can always go with MP%, you can go with speed, and you can use guard. Don't forget about guard. Guard is pretty fucking important on all your characters, to be fair. I don't have any here. Oh, we don't even have anything there. But here, my Kirika has guard, for example. Just put a guard. Put a guard on people. It's really good. Really good. But yeah, this team is really slow. Now I know that a lot of buffers exist to speed up your team. And when you don't have them, you feel it. However, we have debuffers. And there's nothing saying that debuffers can't also give some speed or slow down enemies. However, I think everyone kind of does know this, that if you were to combine buffers with speed and debuffers with speed debuffs, that would be way too powerful and enemies would barely get any turn. So now that they've given so many buffers, so many speed ups, they now can't also give debuffers speed down. So that would just be too powerful. Double guard and defense crystal, sure. Although you should probably also put speed and MP%. Put MP% stuff on there too. bam. Everyone's breaking. Halloween Mommy does nothing. Because she's entirely single target and using a skill point on a single enemy would be waste.
いいところを見せなきゃね。速攻で型をつけよう。
Bayu and Moemoto being the best speed buffers. Mami A2, don't forget that.
拍子抜けしたよ。どうかな。お怪我には聞いてくださいませ。脅かしても
Time for some damage, let's go. And bam. Nice. That wasn't that much.
美味しいお菓子を召し上がれ。
This guy needs a curse. Who else needs a curse? This guy? Yeah.
手加減はできませんので行きます。
Actually wait. Now do it. Actually no, wait a little bit longer.
拍子抜けしたよ。えい。
Now do it. Mabiyu is Moemoto Hazuki and Uibor in one unit. Wow, he is kind of powerful. They might have made Mabiyu maybe a little powerful.
オリコの言った通りだ。
Ah, we don't need offensives. If you put both guards on everyone, that would make your team take a very low amount of damage. Like, that would be pretty good actually.
まだ続くよ。脅かしても Go away。美味しいお菓子を召し上がれ。
This one's kind of hard, right?
手加減はできま聞いてくださいませ。
Good. Yeah, this team takes a while. Because I have very low skill points and not many units actually have a big impact on the fight. Like the actual impact that each individual one of these units have is very low. Tsukuyo is doing a really good job. And of course, Kirika makes me survive. The other three characters, they just, I know, they just smile at the character. Yeah, they just smile at the cameras and, you know, just hope that someone else does stuff.
速攻で型をつけよう。
脅かしても Go away。
Kill the ones on the right, please? No, not even that much damage.
拍子抜けしたよ。ここが修羅場。
More damage over time damage taken, please.
まだ続くよ。手加減はできませんの。行きます。美味しいお菓子を召し上がるはどうかしら。
Okay, come on. More damage over time. More damage over time. Not more dots, more dots! The outpots died, I missed what I said.
全く問題ない。
I don't know what I said either.
手加減はできませんので。これで。
いいところを見せなきゃね。
Other than no one on this team actually carrying even a little.
お怪我には気をつけて聞いてくださいませ。美味しいお菓子を召し上がれ。そこ。
At least they're out of buffs now.
拍子ここが修羅場。まだ続くよ。お怪我には
She is kinda ass,
行きま
let's
す。
be honest. Then again, she doesn't have a buffer. She only has 2 debuffers, one of which doesn't actually do much.
ハッピーハロウィン。
Okay, let's use a different team. We're gonna just use that team. We're gonna change some stuff.
いつでも
You
大
that
丈夫
now?
でございます。
And what were they weak to as well? I guess you can never go wrong with Homer.
この戦いがマドカを救うためなら。
Do we even need damage over time? Maybe we
は
don't.
いはい。ハッピーハロウィン。
I don't think we need damage over time. Let's just go. In fact, we have Ren, but I think these guys have a high resistance, maybe even immunity to wound. Let me check.
一気に行くわよ。
You expect humanitarian for 70. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, they're not immune to wound. Look, that's not immunity.
避けられないわよ。
So here's the thing. I only really need to hit 1 wound and my
オリコ
Ren
の
can
言
do
った
stuff.
通りだ。速攻で型をつけよう。
手加減はできません。聞いてくださいませ。
I mean, I can prove that you don't need a Nemu for that one. We hit wounded one guy, that's good enough.
続けます
I need to get way more turns than this. This is not good.
邪魔者は排除する
That doesn't break.
続けます
Good. Nice.
続けていくわ
Okay, time to stop breaking.
お怪我には気をつけて聞いてくださいませ
Let's get Silver's Tower but dot.
続けていく
That would make sense, yeah.
続けます
私が相手をする
That's a bonus turn. I'll take that. Yeah, and now damage happens. This is what an actual attacker looks like. To be fair, this attacker now has way more buffs and debuffs on the enemies and everything.
避けられないわよ
Like, the actual support is now also way better.
続け
Keep that in mind.
続けます
邪魔者は
Still quite a big difference.
逃がさない
Do I have Halloween Alina?
邪魔者は排除する
I'm also not gonna use the Halloween units. I think.
続けていくわ
But yeah, it looks very different with this team.
全然大丈夫ですいや
邪魔者は排除逃がさない
None of these I think were Homoda's real turns. I think all of these were bonus turns from her
邪魔
A4.
者は
Yeah, additional turn on top of all the turns she gets is insane. Like, she's extremely powerful.
気を引き締めないと避けられないわ
Okay,
よ
one more of these.
いいところを見せ速攻で型をつけよ
By the way, I think in the future it would make more sense if there weren't 4 entire floors of ads, but maybe if it was just 2 and then a boss floor, I think that would make more sense. Like, they don't have to go with 5 new floors every time. Because think about the time it takes to play for all of
と
them.
やれるんです
Okay, just hit 1. Hit 2. Sure enough.
続けます続けます絶好
Suzukimasu,
調
Suzukimasu.
よいや
Bam. Bam.
私が
続けます
More rewards for more floors. You can take those rewards and you can condense them. It's okay. You can just put them on less. You can like put them together and then on less floors. That's totally fine.
続けますお怪我には気を聞いてくださいませ絶好調よ避けられないわよ
Magical cube for an easy fight. Yeah.
続けていくわ私が相手をする
そこ
More turns, more turns, more follow-ups, more
邪魔者
turns,
は排除逃がさない
more turns, more follow-ups. Oh my god, we're almost back at the special already.
全然大丈夫ですそれ続けます
Suzukimasu. Bam, ba bam. Stuff dies, more bonus turns, more follow-ups. Yep, pretty
邪
powerful.
魔者は排除する
Bonus
逃がさ
turn.
ない
Special. Which gives us another bonus turn.
続けます
邪魔者
At the same time getting a whole bunch of Suzukimasus all the way in there.
オリコの言った通りだそれ
お怪我には気をつけて
Guess what time it is?
います
It's time for bonus turns.
続けていくわ邪魔者は排除逃がさない
And you know what time it is? It's time for more bonus turns. Because I think I didn't have enough yet.
続けます
Hope you're only walking Jojo reference. Holy Alina, by the way. Holy Alina literally does the actual Killer Queen pose. You know this one? She just does that one. By the way, not the angle needs to be correct. What's the actual angle? Like this? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just the actual Killer Queen pose. And I think, yeah, so I think when I pulled, or not when I pulled, but when you do the special animation has the Jonathan pose with the hand in front of the face. That's a Jonathan pose from JoJo.
全然大丈夫
Then she does the Uri from Dio for her victory pose. Regular Alina does... which pose was it? I think there's another pose that like regular Alina does. I forgot which one it was, but there's another JoJo pose that regular Alina does.
今がチャンスね
But yeah, like half her animations are just JoJo poses, like one-to-one JoJo poses. And I love it. I love it. She's like absolutely a JoJo character, and she's fantastic for it.
早く行くわよ
Okay, now let's see what we have. Do we get a... Let's actually just go in and see what happens.
気を引き締めないと今がチャンスね
Okay, what do we have? We're not affected with debuff grants 2 actions. By the way, don't forget that Tsukuyo is an AoE breaker who applies debuffs. Like, keep that in mind, Tsukuyo applies debuff AoE to everyone. Like, both Tsukuyo and Tsukasa actually do that. Not affected with debuff grants 2 actions, increases speed plus how many as have been defeated, increases damage taken, more ongoing damage is taken. Okay. What else do we have? Same thing. When an ally's presence significantly increases Breaker's resistance, yeah, that's normal. Like almost every Chaos Tower boss is like this, that you have to kill the ads first. Increases damage taken, the more ongoing damage is taken, increases speed with each passing turn. So yeah, it also increases in speed all the time, and I think that's what's dangerous. Okay, increases allies. And also buffs. Damage decreases with more debuffs applied to allies. Tsukuyo seems really good here. I'm gonna say it out loud. Tsukuyo actually seems really fucking good. People are saying like maybe Nemu is required or anything, but or like the Halloween units are required, but I think actually Tsukuyo is the goat here. Covering on decreases based on how many allies have been defeated. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to break the boss when allies are present anyway. So yeah, I think we have to go AoE with debuffs and ailments.
いいところを速攻で型をつけよう
手加減は聞いてくださいませ
Okay, you do this. There's 2 debuffs on every single enemy now. 2 debuffs on every enemy. Tsukuyo is really good on that. Okay, we just need to hit like a single wound and we can start Suzuki Musing.
とやれるんです今がチャンス
We
ね
hit one. That's good enough.
私が相手をする
Now the problem is we don't actually have good AoE on this team. That's probably gonna be the main problem, that I didn't bring any AoE really.
続けます
What AoE do we even have? We could bring Momoko actually. Actually, Momoko's proximity and Komoda's proximity, so it does actually make much of a difference. Please don't single target Ren, she's the only one who's weak here. Yeah, she's actually the only one who's weak here, right.
聞いてくださいませ
Then you do Tsukuyo again. Max magic stacks, and then max magic stack special is really fucking good.
続けていくわ今がチャンスね
You're right, Ima got chance,
避けら
ne?
れないわよ続けていくわ
More follow-up attacks, please.
続けます
Okay, we don't have the time to do extra wounds with Ren right now.
見せなきゃね
続けます続けていくわ
Tsuzukite. What?
オリコの言った通りだ
I would like another bonus attack and bonus turn, please. We already... Oh, we're in between the bonus turns, so you be careful to not actually take the bonus turn yet.
邪魔者
Now we get bonus turn. We used the bonus turn.
そこ
And then, you know what?
手加減はでき
I would like another bonus turn, please.
続けていくわ
I said I'm a good...
手
Nope.
加減はできません
That's okay. No, that was pretty good that we just got a bonus turn. Why wouldn't it be good if we got another bonus turn? Okay, I'll wait for the other bonus turn.
これで邪魔者は
We have to get this one first. Okay, I would like another bonus turn, please. Another follow-up, please.
続けていくわ
Thanks. We got another bonus turn coming.
続けます邪魔者は
Bonus turn. I would like another turn, please.
私が相手をする
Thank you.
逃がさない
Have we had enough turns yet? Have we had enough turns yet?
続けます絶好調よ避けられないわよ
You got into it, I had no idea it was that good. Yeah, Ren is pretty good. I would like another turn, please. Bonus turn. I'll take this turn too.
続けます
I think considered having a bonus turn. I think we have had enough turns now.
そこ続けます
So now, okay, now it actually gets difficult because, or rather difficult to keep doing Ren stuff because now Ren has to hit a 34% chance, I think it is, to hit wound, right? It's like 34% chance now for Ren to actually hit a wound on the boss and the wound is about to run out. That said, Tsukuyo's, even in single target, Tsukuyo breaks pretty well.
全然だ
Okay, 34% or something? We got it. We actually just got it. We actually just hit that.
言った通りだ
We actually just hit that.
今がチャンス避けられないわよ
We could break here, but I might slow it down. Oh wait, no, we can't not break here.
行きます
We don't have a choice.
続けていくわ
So yeah, this is my standard team, my standard overall general team, and I just put in Tsukuyo for Pluvia because Tsukuyo is effective here and Pluvia isn't. Which by the way goes to show that Pluvia is not nearly as good as people make it out to be, because she has competition. This would have not gone this way if I had Pluvia, because Tsukuyo applies debuffs to enemies, which means the enemies get weakened because these enemies specifically say they get weakened when there's debuffs on them. Tsukuyo applies 2 debuffs to all enemies, which immediately fucks them all up. And at the same time, because she's dark type, she's super effective. And because she's super effective, she breaks really, really fast. Which means that on this fight, for example, Tsukuyo is way better than Pluvia. Like, way fucking better. You're not gonna use a Pluvia on this boss if you have a Tsukuyo. Unless your Pluvia is like A5 and your Tsukuyo is A0 or something. But in most cases.
ないわよ
So yeah. And the developers made a mistake. The developers made a really big mistake because they didn't make this one have 100% wound resistance. And because it's not 100%, that means Ren comes in saying there's a chance. And Ren just goes, you know, and then, and another one, and then goes, and the boss is dead. And that's what happens when the boss is not immune to wound, right? What if you have no Tsukuyo? Well, then you're poor.
逃がさない
Also, look at that. The boss is supposed to take more damage after it takes ongoing damage, yes? So the boss starts with 13 stacks of damage reduction. And whenever it takes ongoing damage, the stacks of damage reduction go down. Okay, so right now it has 11 stacks of damage reduction. And I still deal 500,000 damage
私が相手をする
without a crit.
逃がさない
I have a feeling that the damage reduction is not very powerful.
はいそれ続けます
Ren is very bad on a full dot team. A full dot team generally isn't very good.
私が
Generally though, so it's not like a full dot team is like something you need to do right now. The weird part is, on a full dot team, at least if you make a full dot team right now, they're all screwing each other over. Like every single one of these characters has special effects that trigger by there being their own ailment on the boss. Like for example, Halloween Mami needs a curse on the enemy. Mifuyu needs a curse on the enemy. Halloween Alina, I think, needs a burn. No, she doesn't. Nemu needs a poison on the enemy for her Ascension 2 passive, right? They all need their ailment to be on the boss to activate their special abilities. Which means that if anyone blows up dots, all of their special abilities suddenly get disabled until they can reapply their dots. Which is fucking stupid. Like, what are you doing? Team recommend to use on AI boss?
そうでしたね
Let me think about this. What did AI... Oh, just anyone that does a lot of area of effect damage. Like, take any of your area of effect damage dealers, which could be if you have a bow Homura, use bow Homura. If you have Tsukuyo, use Tsukuyo. If you have regular Alina, use regular Alina. If you have Sakurako, use Sakurako. If you have Swimsuit Sayaka, use Swimsuit Sayaka. Anyone that does anything in area of effect, or like hits all enemies, use that. Ren, if you have Ren, use Ren. Not just for this boss, just generally, just always use Ren. But like, yeah, everyone that is of these 3 elements that is either proximity damage or area damage. You just stack as many of those as you can and you just go. You have to make sure score attack at wound immunity or else everyone would pull out their Rens. Yeah. I've been saying this, like this score attack didn't have to have 100% wound resistance on paper. But the more you think about it, the more you realize, no, they really had to give it 100% wound resistance. Because this is a boss that gets weakened by there being different types of ailments. And so you want to bring someone who can apply ailments, but at the same time, you still need to weaken the boss with like debuffs, and you need buffs on your own team to like increase your damage. So who can you bring that increases your damage with strong debuffs, but also has ailments? Then it's the number one choice. Then it's the number one choice for having both an ailment and also increasing your team's damage. So if they didn't make a wound resistant, a wound immune, everyone would have just brought Ren. And that's it. End of discussion. But they had to give it 100% wound resist. So yeah, this boss doesn't actually need much. I just brute forced it with Ren. Keep in mind, I think I can even do this without Ren, because I only hit wound on the boss. At no point did I actually have ailment on the ads. Like, that never happened, actually. Let me see. What else can I do? Is this too memey? It's way too much of a meme. Is that actually what I want to do? I could bring Ui. Ui doesn't do much. Let's bring Ui. We haven't done much with Ui. Now, I want to do this without damage over time right now. Yeah, I want to do this without a damage over time right now, just to see what happens. Because I have a feeling this kind of team doesn't even need damage over time. All this team needs is Tsukuyo to apply debuffs, and I think that's all we need. The thing is, Ui would actually be able to stand next to Moemura and Mabayu and Mami as being the best buffer. Like, I think all four of those share the best buffer spot. It's just that right now, not many people have Ui at high ascensions. Like, if this Ui was Ascension 5, I would be using her on most of my teams, actually. I might even use Ui over Mami on this team if she was Ascension 5, because it's really good. But yeah, I have a feeling that you don't actually need damage over time. And I think people are screwing themselves over by bringing too much damage over time. Maybe. It's hard to tell. So Mabiyu would have been really good to give double turns to Tsukuyo. But Mabiyu is light type and doesn't do much else. I think she just dies. I think Mabiyu just dies, actually. Not sure. Actually, no, she probably wouldn't die. She would be fine. We're almost there. Come on, stop attacking over there. I'm attacking one of these guys. There we go. Will these be A5 in order to be on the same squad as the other buffers and then? No, I mean that. I meant it more so that all of my buffers that I currently have are Ascension 5 or high Ascension generally, and my Ui isn't. So she's the odd one out right now. Before I do that, I want to actually do this. Okay, time to start getting follow-ups. She's in her ult, right? Yeah, she's in ult. So I'm not gonna be able to get as many follow attacks with Formula now, because I generally have a harder time actually increasing these guys to full break bonus. This works though. So if we do this and then wait for that, we can get one afterwards, right? Yeah. So we do this, wait for turn to pass, and now we do it. I don't care what this guy does. Follow-up attack. Nice.
邪魔者は排除する
I think we need to kill this guy.
逃がさない
We kill on the way on the outside, it makes it easier to keep the other ones.
今がチャンスね
Okay, it's next turn, which means we are actually able to get another follow-up. Yeah, so we get a follow-up here. We don't attack the one next to this, so that we want to space out the max break bonuses we get. This applies not just to Homoda, by the way. This is not just a Homoda thing. If you have an attacker with Ascension 4, I should probably make a big note of this. Attacker with Ascension 4 gives you a bonus turn on max break bonus. However, you can only get one bonus turn per character turn. So you look on the left side, every single one of these character turns allows you to get one bonus turn. So if I get a bonus turn right now, which I think I've just gotten a bonus turn, so I need to wait for Mummy's turn to start, and only then am I allowed to actually give myself the next bonus turn. So you have to space out your bonus turns for each character turn. So I'm gonna play it slow here.
今がチャンスね
Now it's Mummy's turn. Now I can get another bonus turn.
続けていくわ
いいところを見せなきゃね
Never mind, I was out of my ass. I think I got too many. I got too many. Anyway, we got it. And now we just win. So it seems like you don't actually need to have damage of time much on this.
手加減はできませんので
I think the real MVP of this fight is not a damage over time user, but Tsukuyo.
避けられないわよ
Tsukuyo is really good in this fight. That said, the boss is still standing there menacingly. And the boss is getting stronger.
お怪我には気をつけて聞いてくださいませ
I have weird, 101, one of the best units in the game. The buffers generally are really powerful.
いいところを見せなきゃね
I think shield about to run out and I would like to have the bonus from it? No, never mind. Gotta be something they would do on a new character, something unique or something basic. I think they're only going to get more crazy as time goes on, as far as the kits are concerned.
避けられないわよ
Kits are not gonna get more basic. I think they're only gonna get more crazy.
私が相手をする逃がさない
We are low on skill points here.
私が相手お怪我には気をつけてこれで
We need to get the break bonus up
今が
first.
チャンスね
But this boss is broken for such an insane long time. Do you see how long this guy's broken? That said,
聞いてくださいませ
he only has 3 speed buffs. He could have had a lot more. And I'm not doing a lot of damage.
速攻で型をつけよう
続けていくわ
Okay, we got this.
私が相手を逃がさない
What are your opinions on Hello Alina? Not good. She is just not good. Yeah, you can actually now you can very much tell that the boss has a damage reduction if I don't use damage over time.
邪魔者は
So it seems like if it's at full stacks, right? If it's at full stacks of this damage reduction, you do a lot less damage. But if it goes down by just 1 or just 2, like just 1 or 2 ticks of damage over time, already makes it take like a shit ton damage. So you only need like a handful.
逃がさない
So we will need 2 breaks at least. Maybe even more.
行きます絶好調よ避けられないわよ
オリコの
That said, we should be able to break really fast
避
after
けられ
this.
ないわよ 邪魔者は逃がさない
Oh, we don't have enough.
お怪我には気をつけてこれで
Yeah, speed after 20, interesting.
避けられないわよ
Her buffs definitely have run out.
圧倒してみいいとそれ
お怪我には気をつけて行きます今がチャンスね
We're low on stuff. Actually, never mind. This gives us a skill point from special.
邪魔者は排除する
You can do this, that, get a bonus turn, and then... can we get another one out like that? Nah, fuck it. So I think now it's gonna be too long after that turn, so it's probably better to do it now for the bonus skill point.
私が相手を逃がさない
Yeah, we're gonna need another break after this.
お怪我にこれで
いいところを見せなきゃね
Do we want that? Nah, let's get skill points.
今がチャンスね避けられないわよ
If the anime much better. Holy Aina is probably gonna be really good, be my guess. We might take, by the way, we might even take more than 2 breaks depending on how much speed it gets from these stacks. Also, that's not good. We don't have someone who could take those stacks away, so we're gonna have to just deal with them.
絶好調かもやれるよ今がチャンスはい
Yeah, this is not good.
邪魔そこ
Might have to take another break after this.
いいところ
That said, that the boss is not doing much damage yet,
お怪我には気を
and actually just gets broken by this. Oh yeah, I guess I did Alina. Yep, I did get Alina after like 10 rolls or something. Yeah, the boss is much faster now.
今がチャンスね避けられないわよ
That said, Alina is not that great. She's not the worst attacker, but she might be the second worst attacker, I'm sorry.
この調子で
We're still low on skill points. We would not have troubles with skill points, by the way, if Ui was Ascension 4, because Ascension 4, every single special she gets is a skill point, and she gets a lot of fucking specials. Oh, that's bad timing with the additional turn.
邪魔者は逃がさない
I mean, Aina's a debuffer, but an attacker, but she's not even a good debuffer either.
オリコの言った通りだそれ
お怪我にはこれで
We might still get in this break, but it would be really fucking close.
私が相手をする逃がさない
So we need another turn from this, which we
今が
get,
チャンスね避けられないわよ
which means everyone needs to buff now. Everyone who can buff, that is.
行きます絶好調かもいい判断ね
Champion. There we go. I don't want to be good enough in. Oh, you mean the sex alarm girl? Yeah, you know.
お怪我には気をつけこれで
I mean Green Knife, by the way, yeah.
私が相手を逃がさない
Taking Holy Mommy spotted me the worst attacker. Well, she's the second worst. Okay, there's one thing though you need to keep in mind. She might be the second worst attacker on field, but, and I said this before as well, as far as support Kyoko goes, she is probably the second best support Kyoko in the game, next to Sakurako. So as far as support ability goes, she's really good. Like support ability, fantastic. I don't know if you've been using her. Yeah, I'm even using her right now on my Homoda. Because her support ability is just that good. Like, it's perfect. But yeah, it turns out you don't even need damage over time strictly. Of course, it makes it easier because the boss, as you can tell, took a lot less damage without a damage over time ailment. But it seems to not actually make that much of a difference. Like, it seems like you only need like maybe one character with damage over time just to get a few stacks away from the boss. But after the character has lost, after the boss has lost like 1 or 2 stacks, that's already good enough. You don't need more than that. So I think you can just make a team like this. Tsukuyo is important. Tsukuyo is probably absolutely the MVP. And then the other character can be, if you have a Nemu, it can be a Nemu in this spot right here, right? Like this can be a Nemu. It could even be a Hana. It needs to be someone who can apply an ailment. Ren, it could be a Ren. Like I said, you only need to apply an ailment like once. And the boss is not immune to wound, only 80%. Which, if you have Ascension 2, then makes it about a 34% chance or something to actually still hit the wound, regardless. So, yeah, you only need to hit the wound once, even with Ren. And then you can also use, I think, Vortex might not be a good idea. Like on Stream Society, I don't know if that's gonna work. Could work. Of course, I have 2 Halloween units that are gonna work. What else works? If you could use Mifuyu as your breaker, that could work, but that's really bad on the ads. Probably not good enough. Who would you sub for Tsukuyo if you don't have her? Oof. There's not any other good breaker, sadly. Pluvia. It would have to be Pluvia. But that is not even a good choice. But it would have to be Pluvia. Yeah. Pluvia is much worse, but probably still the best choice. Because the thing is, if you look at the ailments and you think about the other breakers, Toka is single target. Mel is single target. Mifuyu is single target. You don't have an AoE breaker of these elements otherwise. So you can't do it. Hold up. Mito.
私が力になるよ
Use Mito. Actually, use Mito. Yeah, use Mito. Yeah, Mito might actually be better than Pluvia still. Mito would actually be pretty good here, I would assume.
私が力になるよ
Let me think. I think Mito would actually be better than Pluvia almost. Maybe not quite, because the MP restore is really good. But I guess Mito is another choice that would work here. Like, her break gauge depletion is really high against 5 enemies, by the way. Like, she does really high break gauge depletion against 5 enemies. So she would actually be pretty good here. But yeah, that's it for Tower. I wanted to show you guys something, by the way. I mean, in my video I talked about how they just make so many bosses either have high resistance or immune to wound now, because they know that Ren is too powerful. I've never seen this before, by the way, but this boss is immune to its own weak ailment. So this guy is weak to Void. And usually enemies have very low resistance against the ailments they are weak to. In this case, you would have poison. Stun doesn't count, stun is different. So we'd be weak to poison, right? And if we check the poison resistance, 20%. Yeah, not because it's weak to forest, that means it doesn't have much resistance to poison either, right? You would imagine this. And because fire, water, and dark are resistant, that is why fire, water, and dark ailments are highly resisted as well. But it's weak to void, so you would assume that it is weak to wound, right? But it isn't. In fact, it's immune to wound. And you might be thinking, well, why would that be the case? Why would they make this boss immune to wound, right? That sounds kind of weird. Like, wound itself just does a bit of damage every turn, which is the same as poison. So if it does the same as poison, why would they make it immune to wound? And then you start reading through this guy's mechanics. At battle start, significant rounds attack. Oh, okay, that's matter. At turn end and on break, applies a shield that greatly decreases damage. The number of shields applied increases based on the total number of enemy debuffs. Huh. While shield active, greatly increases break gauge depletion resistance. Oh, and damage increases while shield is active? This boss is all about having shield buffs. And these come from a passive effect, and because they come from a passive effect, they cannot be buff removed by Tsukasa, for example. So buff removal doesn't work against the shield. So the only way to get rid of these shields is to hit the boss this many times. You have to hit the boss 5 times to get rid of the shield every single turn. Every single turn you have to hit the boss 5 times. And when the boss gets broken, by the way, I can tell you it gets like 20 shields or something, or 30 shields when the boss gets broken. And you have to hit the boss like 30 times in break before you can even deal any damage. Man, wouldn't it be great if you had a character that hit the boss as a follow-up attack on every single attack, because that would get rid of these shields really, really fast. And the developers know this. The developers know that Ren eats through shields really, really fast. Like, Ren eats these shields for breakfast. And so, because they know that Ren would eat these shields for breakfast, they had to specifically give the boss 100% wound resistance, despite the boss being weak to void. And that is... Ooh, the developers know. The developers know that Ren has gotten too powerful. Ren would have made this boss too easy. I see a green ball flashing in the background? Wait, what? And just for the first Chaos Boss, I made a video specifically about the first Chaos Boss. That green ball in the background is part of the labyrinth. Right? Yeah, no, that green ball in the background is part of the labyrinth. This labyrinth is kind of weird. Yeah. But yeah, I made a video on the first Chaos Boss that hopefully helps you get through it. Hopefully it helps you. I haven't even gotten all of the rewards for the first one because it's the hardest one. It's the hardest of all chaos bosses. Sadly. But yeah. That was it. Hello. Oh, let me get some bonus. Oh, Alina has more voice lines now because of this. Look at that. Oh my god, look at that.
アリナは大あり毎日がスペシッ
Shit!
お願いのち大フルボーレアリナはフールガールの子守はうんざり
Cool girl.
退屈しないトラベルになりそうだシッシッシッシッシッシッシッシッ
That's right.
ちょっとフールガールさっきからほうきの運転がグラグラして乗り
Just cutting things. Because Fool Girl did things, you know? And people wonder why Alina is such a beloved character when she's also one of the most hated characters. It's insane. But yeah, I have all of the characters as you can see. Look at that. Medical dataism. Wow. Insane. Still don't know how she's AoE when all of her animations show her attacking a single character. I think she's Joseph Joestar's daughter from another universe. I think she's Dio. She's actually just Dio who has copied some of the Joestar flair. Okay. And I think that's actually it for now. Because, yeah, that's everything I wanted to do today. Technically chaos bosses, but I was kind of hoping that whatever Alina was would help me with the chaos bosses, but it isn't. Not that I need help against chaos bosses, I mean I have beaten all of them. But I think I want to wait with chaos bosses until there's a stream where I don't have anything else to do. Like if there's a stream where I have nothing else to do, I can add the chaos bosses in there as like a way to stretch time. But I think we did enough today. We've gotten some testing in. We figured out that that Halloween Alina is not terrible. That her support Kyoko is actually really good, but that on field she's kind of terrible and it's not actually gonna do much. So you probably don't want to use Halloween Alina on your teams. I still don't think that even if they release more damage over time characters that she's gonna be better. I think she's still gonna be not good enough in those cases. But yeah. You're expecting poison-based Alina Grey, but we got burn Alina Grey. We're missing the real Alina, which is Holy Alina, which is gonna happen at some point. At some point it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I hope. But yeah, I'm done for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Shoutouts to my YouTube members, Chaibean, Rip van Winkel, and Simple Tor. You can become a member today for the low price of I don't remember what the price is. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. The tower floor, I don't have that much to say about the tower floor other than the damage over time part might not be as important. Just get a single damage over time character in there, and otherwise make sure you have debuffs. Like Tsukuyo is perfect. And that was that. Yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!